Okay, this will be the bass audio track. We'll let the bass plug in and start up. Alright, let's start the new track. We'll get a new video clip going and we'll start working on the third floor. We're going to do that. And a new clip shall begin. We are working on the third floor. We finally made it up there. I removed some of the roof so we can work on the inside. And right now I'm kind of like making desks, kind of filling up that third floor, and kind of using it as a storage. Maybe I've got some of my signs in here that from the park, and right now I'm copying some of the stuff from the first floor to bring it up, and then I'll change the colors and stuff, and we'll put an animatronic person up there, like there's somebody actually doing secretary or maintaining records, and or they could even be doing creating signs, using their computer and their technology and designing, and it's just a way of putting stuff in the park so that the buildings aren't empty. But the only problem with that, though, is you start filling stuff up, you eventually run out of memory, and I'm hoping that I won't be doing. See, I got a couple more buildings to build, and then I'll go on and start putting some rides and stuff into the park itself. And I want to start working on the racetrack, the whole, what gives this park its name, the Speedway, OelGrez's Dance Speedway. And I'm going to do a racetrack, and then I'm going to do the logging company over. But see, the logging company and all that stuff, it's already done. All I got to do is go and get it and bring it in. And here I'm putting, see, there's some of the signs I put inside, kind of like they're leaning up against the wall. And so it was put something, I couldn't figure out what to put in there at first, and then I get, well, the length of it and stuff, it'd be a good place to put a sign. And see, the doors might be wide enough. Well, you can break the sign down, and then when you get it to where you put it back together, it'll come apart in pieces. But the design and stuff and the workup of it is done up here. They got some of the signs stored up there, and some barrels, wooden barrels, and just regular metal barrels too. They got stuff stored. I'm thinking there's stuff in there that they could use, like maybe for a winter thing, that the barrels are full of fake snow that they could put out, or it could be paint, or just something inside that little room to make it look like something's up there, that it's not just an empty shell. So, and I thought it turned out pretty good. Kind of a little bit low in the chair, and they don't always fit with the chair, so you gotta kind of mess them around because they're animatronics. They're supposed to be robots, they're not actual people. I could do that, though. I could put like a spot in there where some of the workers would probably, that'd be their, where they patrol that little area in there, and it'll look like somebody's actually walking around in there. You could do something like that too. I haven't gotten that far yet. I need to bring some employees in, but not at the moment. I still got a few more things to build. And like I said, once I get a couple rides and some of the other main features in, then I can open the park, and the park looks a lot better when there's a bunch of customers and a lot of guests wandering it out. And another thing I gotta look at maybe is doing a redesign of the hotel and the restaurant. But I kind of like the way it looks to begin with. It's kind of like that from park to park. It'd be one of those familiar things you see from park to park. So no matter what park you go, that the food at that restaurant's going to be same as the food at the park up north somewhere. And it's like, it gives people a little bit of reassurance that they know that when they get there, they know what they're gonna, because it's a franchise. And, it's the same as a lot of these other big franchises, that once you go to this franchise, that burger is the same as that franchise there. So it's no big brainer to go to a place and go to some place that's familiar to get your food, as opposed to trying something different that you may not like. when you're paying that kind of money, you kind of go for the stuff that you know. And that's kind of what I've been doing with these different parks, to create these different outlets and stuff for food. And I've noticed that some of the customers are coming in and they've got these kind of fancy sunglasses. I'm thinking they've got that at the information center. And different things like that. I can put a hat shop in there and where they sell different hats, like a Western style hat maybe, a sailor hat over by the seaport. That's coming up a little bit later, where I did some landscaping over there, and I figured out a way to make it look like the water is going out into the ocean, so that there's a way for these big ships to go out. So I can put in a big lagoon, put a pirate ship, and put a couple of my other ships in there, and build a port and a portal where OelGrez's goes to do World of Warships. So we got the tank portal that's already built. I don't have to rebuild that. All I gotta do is go into my blueprint and I can bring that in. But I'll have to rebuild Grizzle's den. Well, not Grizzle's den. Grizzle's admin office and bunkhouse. And then right next to that, I'll put in the tank garage. I gotta rebuild that. And then I'll put in the tank portal that I had already built, so that's already in the blueprints. I thought the other one was too, but I can't find it, so like I said, I might have to just rebuild it. But now I got an idea of how to rebuild it, so we'll see what we can do. It's just I'll use the same what I used to build the little beds and mattresses using gingerbread rectangle. If I do it right, it can make it look like a mattress. But lay down a nice, soft, comfy gingerbread mattress. Oh, the smell. I'll sit there and smell that all night long and then wake up hungry every morning. Oh, I'm just messing. This is all make believe. We got to put more stuff in. Like I said, this turned out pretty good. I like the way it turned out, and I'm giving it a different look, so that it's not just like an open thing. But see, this area here, where all that the wood platforms and the stairs and stuff, customers actually cannot go there because there's no path there. That's all a facade. It'd be more or less for the employees to use and stuff, and the customers would be to the pathways. So I need to put a sign on here, admin office or admin and storage or something, put on a little bit. I got those little signs I can bring out and use those. And like I said, I'm going to build that, the next one right next to it. But see, it's not going to be exactly the same as my old one was, because I think this is a different park. Or maybe not, I don't remember. I know I picked this part because of where the water is, and then like I said, I can create like a big tunnel area, like the ships go through the tunnel out into the sea, and when you look at it from the one angle, the way I had it, it looks like the water just goes straight out. What actually it doesn't, because that one part beyond the water is the neighbor's land and I can't use that. But it'd be nice to be able to tie into that water over there. But it gives the impression that there's a way of getting out of this lagoon or lake or something, going out into the ocean and sailing big battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. Even a carrier. Yes, sir. I got a carrier, the Langley. I've used it a couple of times, but I need to do more. But we'll be doing that when I get back in. I just want to get some of this work done on this here park. Then OelGrez's is going to do some tanks. We're going to go, I want to get the, I've been working on that line where M49. Oh, I'd have to go back, but it's the modern line, and I'm starting to work my way up the modern line to get a couple more modern type tanks that go with the theme within the park. I have a lot of tanks I've gotten from the World War II era. M4s. I got some Panthers. I got a King Tiger, a regular Tiger. I got KV1. I got a captured KV1. I got Fury, Snowflake or Snowball. I can't remember what it was, but that was the Canadian painted white with the Canadian flag symbol on it. That's a pretty cool little tank. I like playing that one. But so I've got a few with World War II on it. Basically, the American line, the German line, and the Russian line. Not too much with British line. But they got a few tanks in there that are really tough. They're hard to take out, and they can do some damage. So the British line they got some pretty good stuff. Some of them are slow, very slow. Your Challengers and your are slow, but there's the one the Black Prince is what it's called. But they're good at inclines. They're good at climbing little inclines because they got a lot of torque, but they're not very fast, and they can take a bit of a damage, and they have a decent gun, so you can do some really good stuff with them. But you can get yourself caught up too, because like I said, you get these little scout tanks running around, and they can spin around you pretty quick and start shooting you from the back, and before you can get your gun around, they already got you. So part of the game, gotta look out for them, gotta know how to take them on. And maybe, you put your back towards a wall or towards a hill or something where they can't get in behind your back. Most of it's teamwork too. It's nice to have your own little scouts around protecting you as you're taking out some of the major targets. But that's platoon work. That's people working together. And a lot of times, just pick up battles. You don't get a lot of cooperation. Everybody's on their own. Not everybody. The majority of tankers are trying to win, team players. But there are some that's just out there for themselves, and the heck with the rest of the team, and that makes it hard when you're trying to fight, trying to do stuff for the team, and someone kind of just negates it a little bit. But that's all part of the game. I like playing it, so I'm going to be doing some of that once we get some of this park built up. And like I said, I want to work on the speedway. It'll be the major ride, just like the sleigh ride was. So if I get that done, and then I can plop in, like I said, Olaf Logging Company, and put the log ride in there. And I want to do some landscaping with that, so that as the log ride's on the top of it going down through the track, I want underneath that as like a hollowed out area, and I'm gonna make a cave and probably use that for maybe outlaw's hideout in there, and I can have like a little huts or a little scenery inside there where maybe they're having a shootout as the river ride goes through there. So that'll be part of a big build. That'll be my dark ride over there with Olaf. We'll have the racetrack. Then with the racetrack, I create the off-track amusement, which is a small little outfit that travels with the circuit, and they set up a little fairground, and everybody can go and ride the rides and little things like that in the fairground. And then when that weekend race is done, they pick it all up and they move to the next racetrack where the next circuit is going to go, and they'll set up there and they'll run their little amusement park out of their trucks and stuff like that. It's permanent. It's just to make it look like that. That's the storyline. So we'll be working on that once we get the rest of this compound built for OelGrez's. Get his place built, his office, his bunkhouse, and we're gonna call it a day. Yes, we're gonna go work on something else. We're gonna give this a rest. I'm gonna put this out there, bring it back in, and we're gonna put some bass to it. So for that, OelGrez's and EL Studio, thank you for watching.